Welcome back to another episode of the Fearless Fictioneering League, where we write in great quantity without fear or expectation. We're here simply for the love of writing. I'm Annie Pinn, but you can call me Penny if you prefer. I'm not a professional writer, but I am an enthusiastic writer, and I love writing so much I thought I might share some of that love with you. I hope you've ditched your inner critic and you're ready to write fearlessly. Let's get started. Writers like to talk about character, plot, conflict, story structure, all that good, juicy stuff that shapes a story. I get it, it's the most important stuff. It keeps you writing and creating. But setting the mood convincingly is what makes you feel like you're in the story and not just reading about it. It's about the details that lead your mind to fill in the blanks, that make you forget about the hot, sunny day outside and instead help transport you to the cold, dark dungeon. I think I need to do a little clarification here. So setting the mood and setting the scene are slightly different concepts that people tend to lump together. I like to think about them separately. So setting the scene is about showing your audience where they are, letting them know who is there and what's happening. Setting the mood is about directing the audience to feel a certain way. So let's say you want to set your scene in a cabin in the woods. Your character is on the phone complaining about the weather while she makes a cup of tea. So you've set the scene. You know who's there, you know what's happening, but you haven't set the mood. And if you don't set the mood, your readers are going to decide for themselves, and they'll probably default to creepy because everyone has seen a horror film that started this way. It's up to you to decide how you want your readers to feel about it. You need to set the mood. Is it cozy? Maybe your character takes some time to enjoy the warmth of the mug in her hands. Is it sad? Maybe she reminisces about spending time with a lost loved one in this very cabin. Is it peaceful? Is it boring? Think about how you want your characters to feel and then place complementary details in your scene. Starting stories with "it was a dark and stormy night" is a cliche for a reason. It's a shortcut to create a certain mood in readers, but it only works because readers do most of the work. We can all hear the rain hitting the windows, the roll of thunder in the distance. We can all start to wonder about what that scratching noise is at the back door. Our sense memories go into overdrive and it can fill in a lot of the blanks in the story. So a cliche might be effective and save time, but let's use them as sparingly as possible, and instead let's focus on adding something of our own personal experiences into our writing, so we can truly make our stories our own, to make them stand out from the crowd, and help us indulge our creativity. For today's writing prompt, I want you to focus on setting the mood of your story. So since it's Halloween, I want you to use the season as your inspiration. By all means, use the typical fall hallmarks like dry leaves and pumpkins, and like a general spooky atmosphere. But I also want you to dig a little deeper and include more personal fall sense memories. So I'm talking about like the smell of your grandma's cooking, the pots of mums that are starting to die, the flowers, not the people, the unpleasant yet nostalgic taste of candy corn, the sights, sounds, smells, and tastes that signal fall to you. But really think about how you want to make your readers feel. To some, fall is cozy. To others, it's spooky. Maybe to some people, they just find it damp and depressing. So, for example, my story is going to include my neighbor's ever-changing skeleton tableau in their front yard. It doesn't change every single day, but it changes enough that I'm always checking to see if it's changed. I'm going to try to make my readers feel like fall is a season of change and mystery. Maybe you think of empty wrappers from the candy that was meant for the trick-or-treaters, but your chocolate craving got out of control, because for you, Halloween is about treats and decadence. You could include your yearly dread of pumpkin spice everything, candles, cereal, coffee, cookies, everything, because maybe you feel like fall has become a cliche to survive instead of something to enjoy. You could also try adding a detail that is sort of contradictory or unexpected. So for instance, I, like many others, think of fall as rainy and windy, but maybe in your writing it's unseasonably warm in a way that makes your story feel just like a little off, a little unsettling, like a bunch of kids who are sweating off their costume makeup in a way that makes it look like their face is melting, okay? So something like that. So take a few minutes to brainstorm these details and how they might weave into your story. Before we get to the actual writing prompt, I'd like to share a little affiliate ad with you because I love writing, but my bank account does not. So I think every writer can benefit from a really good pair of headphones. Comfortable noise-canceling ones are best, like these ones from Soundcore. I also personally recommend Shox brand headphones because after a couple hours, the over-the-ear headphones start to hurt my big old ears. So they're a good alternative. One of my favorite ways to write is with a fresh cup of coffee and a good lo-fi music station like chill hop music, or maybe even just one of those ambiance videos that's like cozy fall fireplace library, something like that. It can really help me get settled in so I can write for a long time. All the products I mentioned will be linked in the video description and the pinned comment. And thank you to everyone who shops through my links and supports my channel so I can make more episodes. Okay, no more waiting. Let's get to the prompt. Your main character is a trick-or-treater who is much more interested in the trick than the treat. You could focus your story on why they're feeling mischievous or maybe even malevolent, or you could follow them as they make preparations towards a grand evil plan. Maybe they're part of a group of kids that are up to no good, or maybe they're not even kids at all. It's up to you. So what is their ultimate goal, and are they successful? Maybe every door is opened by a kind neighbor, so your main character feels like they aren't justified in tricking anyone, until... Amateur fictioneers, write for at least 30 minutes, and fearless fictioneers, what is your main character's goal or motivation? Let me know down in the comment section, or tell me a personalized sense memory of fall. Then write as long as it takes. And everybody, remember to have fun with it. Today I want to leave you with a quote about autumn from George Eliot, and I want you to really pay attention to the mood she's trying to set with her specific sense details. So I wish I had the gravitas of Morgan Freeman so I could do this piece justice, but you're stuck with my weird voice, so here we go. Is this not a true autumn day, just the still melancholy that I love, that makes life and nature harmonize? The birds are consulting about their migrations, the trees are putting on the hectic or the pallid hues of decay, and begin to strew their ground, that one's very footsteps may not disturb the repose of earth and air, while they give us a scent that is perfect anodyne to the restless spirit. Delicious autumn, my very soul is wedded to it, and if I were a bird, I would fly about the earth, seeking the successive autumns. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end, my lovely fictioneers. Now it's time for you to grab a hot beverage, get cozy, and write.